Keith McBrown. Show him some love, show him some. Y'all can do better than that. Stop playing.
All right, so quick intro. I have the pleasure right now of working with 29 boys at the end of the school day, all boys. And I am teaching them creative writing, poetry, speaking. It's during their theater class. So I actually have them working on their final assignment, which is the toughest thing I've ever had to deal with in life. Now, we're talking about 12 and 13 and 14-year-olds. I told them if any 15-year-olds in there, I'm going to be mad. But that's the age group. So one of the boys I went over, I said, if you need help, because I need honesty. So I asked the one boy, what you writing about? He said, my mom. And I said, well, what about your mom? He said, she passed away. I said, I know. And he's like, huh? I said, I'm Mr. Keith, I know. And if you didn't write about your mom, then I would have been mad with you and I would have told you to tear it up and write about your mom, because I know you just finished crying. He said, how you know? I said, you spent all last week crying, didn't you? He was like, wow. And I said, what she died from? He was like, cancer. I was like, well, cool, because I got not cool as in she died of cancer, but I told him that I would never ask you. I said, is this the toughest thing you've had to do up until now? Deal with this? He said, yes. I said, well, then good, because I'd never ask you to do something that I wouldn't do. So, here we go. My issues ran deep. Left feeling inadequate because of something I had no control over, I unleashed the dragon incomplete. It's kind of like when kryptonite took away that man's superpowers. I never really understood that growth needed this pain to water this flower. So I sat around reflecting on things that never actually took place. Because all I had were character dreams in an unfamiliar space. It felt like every time I looked up, I was completely looking down. Jealous of the people living with the reality my daddy exists, he's just not around. So I walked around with fear, not to mention I cried with no tears. Upset with the fact that not an incurable cancerous disease, but bad choices took him out of here. And that's why dry coughs meant nothing to this soliloquy. That's why broken skin and broken lungs didn't even have sympathy during this tragedy. Because my earthly king couldn't pass down any crowns, leaving me with decision after decision after decision after decision. How do I smile with all of these frowns? How do I grin and I don't even know where to begin? And how do I rid my heart of the secondhand smoke this life decided to impart? Because I don't have a poker face. Meaning every day you could see the disgrace of self-destruction my pops and favorite health teacher chose to chase. Every day, frustration slowly started to decapitate me. Until one day God said, Keith, you've hated long enough to earn and learn and compassion, so come get this spiritual therapy. He said, now these sessions are only available if you want them to be. And your past will definitely brighten your future if and only if you mark every box on the questionnaire, my destiny. He said, I know your dad fell to disease, but you were created to stand. And when the time is exactly right, my son, your heavenly Father will execute his plan. He said, I needed to know if you could fight for the love you thought couldn't and wouldn't ever exist. Then turn around and spread that same love to a world on the field with open arms, ready to catch a pass, but thinking the quarterback missed. God said, sometimes to get to the best, Keith, you got to go through the worst. And that's just the way it goes. For no one would ever respect the S on their chest if there were no weeds standing in front of that rose. Love you.